Hello and welcome to this short webinar which aims to help you build your portfolio. My name is Fiona Cameron and I am Chair of the Academy of Medical Royal College's Foundation Assessment Working Group. This presentation has been created by myself and Dr. Charlotte Perry, who was one of our Foundation Leadership Fellows. As a Foundation Doctor, you will be expected to keep an up-to-date portfolio of your learning and progress. You will all be working in a range of training environments and therefore no two portfolios will look the same. This talk and the accompanying fact sheet will help you build your portfolio to satisfy the requirements of the ARCP. For those of you new into Foundation, the prospect of building a portfolio might be daunting. We will cover all aspects of the questions you may be asking, from where do I start and when do I start, to how do I select evidence and how do I present it. Firstly, what is a portfolio? The portfolio is an electronic record of your progress during Foundation. It stores all the information you need to show progress. Your supervisors will record your progress in the form of clinical and educational supervisors' reports. They will review all the learning that you have attended, your SLEs and your reflections. Your tab and your PSG will also be stored on your portfolio. It's also important to use the portfolio to share your successes and achievements. When you complete Foundation, you will be applying for further posts and you can use your portfolio to show future specialties your achievements. It's your portfolio and you should be proud of what you achieve. As you progress through the year, think about what you upload to the following headlines. You will record all your curriculum progress, both formative and summative assessments. Your supervisors will need to see this evidence to assess it, and you will need to have completed it and up to date for the ARCP. You can also use it to showcase your achievements. When should you start? Now. Open your portfolio as soon as you gain access to it. There will be some declarations at the opening page for you to sign, then you will access your portfolio. Learn to navigate your portfolio, and if teaching sessions or recordings are available to attend, please attend. The Horace and Churas portfolios differ in appearance, but all the forms and content are identical. Your Foundation School and the UKFPO provide resources for you to refer to, so please use them. You will see in your portfolio that the curriculum has 3 HLOs, higher level outcomes. You will be assessed on the evidence you submit to support this. Under each HLO are FPCs, Foundation Professional Capabilities. These are what you link to. We expect you to provide evidence for each of the FPCs. We will limit you to 10 pieces of evidence per FPC, but you can change what you select over the training year. HLO1 and FPCs 1 to 5 will need clinical evidence, i.e. SLEs, reflections, learning recorded and any simulation. HLO2 will require evidence of team working and teaching and quality improvement. HLO3 will require evidence for attending sessions on the wider aspect of medicine and also how you engage in your portfolio. Everyone always asks how much evidence. The key here is that you should select high quality evidence that shows the supervisor that you have met the outcomes. You have the opportunity to choose, however, it's unlikely that one piece of evidence will be enough. You should always also remember that for each FPC 1 to 5, we will need to see evidence of both physical and mental health. To give you some guidance as to what to provide, you can find a list of suggested behaviours under each FPC. This will help both you and your supervisors select appropriate evidence. You can see here that there are different behaviours expected at F1 and F2 level. This is called spiral learning. Let's look at some examples. Thinking about HLO1, the clinician. This will require mainly clinical evidence using SLEs, but underpinned by knowledge and reflections. Examples of evidence may be mini-cases demonstrating assessment and management of the patient, e.g. on medical takes, on the ward, in the community setting. Case-based discussions discussing a complex or interesting case or reviewing a patient's care holistically. The leader forum demonstrating ability to lead or participate in a handover or MDT, promoting patient safety and continuity of care. And teaching, simulation sessions and reflections. Moving on to HLO2, the healthcare worker. The evidence that you might want to consider will be feedback from colleagues via TAB and PSG, learning log of teaching, developing the clinical teacher forms showing reflection and feedback from participants in teaching, e.g. medical students. Involvement in quality improvement projects or QI teaching, e.g. learn forms, leader forms and the learning log. Reflecting on both positives and failures in care. You can also use SLEs demonstrating teamworking behaviours and professionalism, and also recognition of the importance of personal well-being, so for example, learning and reflective practice. Lastly, HLO3, the doctor as a professional and a lifelong learner. You should consider the following pieces of evidence: developing your portfolio, gathering feedback from others, providing evidence of learning, participation in surveys and other feedback processes, demonstration in self-development and proactivity for learning opportunities, e.g. learning log, learn form and reflections. You should be aware of the breadth of medicine and demonstration of career planning through reflection, summary narrative, such as educational supervisors' reports and clinical supervisors' reports, and demonstration of attendance at teaching. The 2021 curriculum requires an equity of mental and physical health evidence. For each FPC, try to provide SLEs that demonstrate both physical and mental health. For example, FPC2, management of the acutely unwell patient. For physical health, an SLE covering acute cardiovascular deterioration, e.g. an MI or an arrhythmia. For mental health, an SLE covering delirium or an acute confusional state. For each FPCs 1 to 5, it's expected that you will require more than one SLE to demonstrate competence. You should underpin both physical and mental health with appropriate reflections and learning logs. There is a hierarchy of evidence. Right at the top of the pyramid is experiential learning. This is why we value SLEs, as they encompass all aspects of your performance for feedback. They can be underpinned by learning that you have attended, simulation sessions and reflections that you have undertaken. We're now asking you to complete a summary narrative for each HLO, which will allow you to provide a short summary of why you have selected the evidence you upload. When selecting your evidence for each FPC, think about the Miller's pyramid and select a range of evidence. Your ES and TPD may ask for different evidence if you have not done this. A few more words on the summary narrative. The key here is to think about starting this at the end of your first post. Review your evidence for each HLO and consider if you think you have enough quantity, quality and range. This will help you prepare for your PDP for the next post. A separate recording and fact sheet is available to view on the UKFPO site and on the summary narrative. In summary, building your portfolio is not difficult, but it takes time and careful thought about what to upload. Don't forget to showcase your successes and celebrate them. Further information is on the UKFPO website and on the Foundation curriculum. Thank you for listening.